Yes, it's on. Hi guys, welcome back to Freeze Drying Mama. We are here for another reconstitution video. We are doing cottage cheese and we're doing blended berry yogurt. How about we do this? How about we cut out really quick and you can see what it looks like to tray up this craziness. Okay, wasn't that fun? Okay, yeah. Did you see where I dropped the bag? Yeah, I don't do that all the time, but when I do it, it's a totally classic move. And I had to wipe up the counter and everything, so it was gross and fun. So what I actually pulled out was a little bit of the cottage cheese. I'm gonna have you look at the food here. I pulled out some cottage cheese and I put it into a green bowl so you could see it because it totally becomes camouflaged in my white dishes. Then I did my yogurt. I did a chunk of the yogurt and I did the flakes, just like I did the cottage cheese here with some flakes. And just so you can see what they look like. If you already watched me as I trade them up, then you know what I'm talking about. But here we have the yogurt. Look at how stiff that is. And it's really, really light. And I love the different colors. You can see where it was the blended berry. This is just cherry, and then this was like a mixed berry. Then we have the cottage cheese. Now there's two ways that I'm going to reconstitute this for you tonight. And I'm also going to try it. I might gag, so it is what it is. We're just going to go for it. Okay, so come back up here to me. Thank you. So we're going to use two different ways to reconstitute our cottage cheese. This is if you like to eat cottage cheese plain. We're going to do water and we're going to do milk. So we're going to do two different options, okay? The water is more for if you're going to cook with it and you don't really care if it has that creaminess. I put a lot of cottage cheese in like my lasagnas and if I do any like the spaghetti surprises, my mom, or my stepmom, I guess she would be called. My stepmom actually does a really good, it's called like spaghetti surprise or world's best spaghetti, and it has cottage cheese mixed into it, and it's so good. And I think I would want to have that option at the end of the world because it's one of my favorite comfort foods. Who doesn't love pasta, right? I know my hips do. So we're going to talk about how to do both of them. Okay, so I have both my bowls here. I'm actually going to break this up into 3 parts. And I'm going to do a little bit of the crumbs and stuff here. And then I'm going to show you what the cottage cheese looks like. And first I'm going to taste it. I don't know, I'm kind of nervous because I don't really like cottage cheese anyway. Okay, I'm nervous. I've never tried it. Oh, okay. I hate cottage cheese because of the texture. This is good. It's just like eating a wafer. And I feel all like, yeah, I can get my protein this way. I could actually eat this normally, just like this. Now and the texture that it has, it didn't do what it normally does. You know how it's like those curds and it kind of has, sometimes it has a lot of extra fluid in it, sometimes it doesn't. It didn't have that in this. And of course it's because it's been freeze dried. But yeah, it has the feel of cottage cheese, like when you chew on it, it kind of sometimes sticks in your teeth, right? You know what I'm talking about? It has that feel as it reconstitutes, but it doesn't feel like I'm eating cottage cheese. Again, sometimes I really have to force myself to gag cottage cheese down. This was not bad. So what I'm going to do with this bite is I'm going to actually cut it in half. And here we're going to go to these dishes right here, and we're going to slowly add in the cottage cheese, the milk, and the water. Let's see how they turn out, okay? So I'm going to add this in here, and I would, another way, like I said, is I would sprinkle, like I would break this up if I was going to make some spaghetti or lasagna with it, and I would do it like this, and then add it into the dish on one of the layers. So here we go. I'm going to pour in the milk, and it would work if it was hot, but hello, how many times we cook our milk, right? And the reason I'm trying it with the milk is because that extra like liquid around the curds and stuff actually is milky. That's what gives it such a great creaminess when we're eating it. That's like the only part I like of cottage cheese, because the curds are just nasty. I'll eat it. Like I said, I eat it. I need my protein, but it's not my ideal. So while I'm letting this one soak and work on soak, because you can hear it, it's still like cottage cheese should not sound like that, right? So I'm mixing it up really good, and then I'm going to let it sit for a second. And I'm going to go into my water, and I'm going to do the water option. I would think I would like this one a lot for cooking, because again, I don't like a lot of milk flavor in my lasagnas and stuff, but I do like the versatility of a cottage cheese in the pasta dish. There we go. And this is actually reconstituting faster, it looks like, than the milk did. Yeah, it's actually getting softer faster. So yeah, that actually sounds really good. It's still kind of flaky, but I didn't put very much in. I'm going to dump a little bit more in here. Okay. Now, what's nice too about this is, you know, if you're going to be using cottage cheese in a survival situation, you're not necessarily going to have gallons of milk floating around, right? Adding the water, this actually looks closer to the version of cottage cheese that I would expect. It almost has, because, you know, the cottage cheese curds have gone down so small, it looks and feels like the consistency of a small curd. If we come over here, it's still, you can hear it, it's still hard. I don't think that milk is reconstituting as well. And I am gonna sacrifice myself and try a bite of each of these after they've had a minute. If my hubby had his shirt on, I'd have him try it for me, because he's a little bit better taste tester. He's not picky at all. But he doesn't have a shirt on, apparently. He likes to show his chest to everybody. Okay, so I'm going to, all right, I'm gonna try this one first. That one does not look palatable. Maybe I should have my daughter try it. She's good at trying stuff. Okay, here we go. I'm nervous. I really am nervous. I gagged on the beets. Oh. Okay, it doesn't, well, okay. It's not great, but again, I don't like cottage cheese, but it does have that curdiness, which is what we're looking for. I'm going to try the milk one. If I can try the milk one. That was gross. Okay. Again, not a huge fan of cottage cheese, but it tastes like cottage cheese. So the water so far is the one that I would go with. Let me try this milk one. The milk one still hasn't reconstituted very much. Oh, that one tastes good. So it might just take a little bit longer. That one actually is really good. That one tastes more like whole milk cottage cheese, and this one tastes more like skim milk cottage cheese. I have no doubt that they would both cook appropriately, like how you would want your cottage cheese to cook. The way I would do it though, so that it takes on the flavor of the food that you're cooking it with, is I would cook it in the dish. So like for instance, if you're going to do lasagna, I would layer my noodles and my meat and all that craziness. I would put my cottage cheese on it, and then I would put the marinara sauce on it, so it actually reconstitutes with that, so that you kind of still get that creaminess of the 2% or the skim versus the 2% or the whole milk flavor. All right, I'm not going to eat any more of that. I don't think I can stomach it. It was good as far as cottage cheese goes. Okay, now we're going to try yogurt. And yogurt, I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning right now. Anything that you freeze dried and that, let's say you buy it, okay? There's a big, huge thing going around right now where people are buying like these yogurt bites for toddlers, and they're letting their kids eat them like a snack. I cannot warn you enough to make sure that your toddler or yourself have enough water when you're eating a freeze-dried item. They have no water in them. That's the entire point. That's why they can last as long as they can. Water is what degrades food. It's what allows mold to grow. It literally is what offers that environment for an unhealthy bacteria or something to grow in your food. It ruins your food. So when you buy those freeze-dried yogurt bites, who doesn't love them? I mean, they're great, they're terrific, but you literally are putting a sponge into your mouth. And if it gets stuck in the back of your throat, because toddlers shove stuff in their mouths, right? You've seen them. I mean, they don't stop. And if it's something that, oh, this is really tasty, I want this one, I'm going to take another one, it'll get stuck in the back of their throat because there's not as much saliva back there, and then they're having a hard time swallowing it. So always, always, always make sure that you or your child has a water source available, readily available, and that you're drinking in between items, because this literally will become concrete in your mouth, like cement paste, okay? So we're gonna try it. You know I like to try it, just freeze-dried, because that's my preferred way of eating. Okay, I'm just gonna eat a little bit because I wanna reconstitute it more. Oh yeah, I love yogurt too, by the way. That is awesome. But yes, my mouth already feels dry. And that was a small amount. So I think if I had 3 of those, we would be having a problem right now. I would not be able to talk. The consistency is a little different if you eat it like that. Let me grab one more spoon. The consistency was different. It was almost like a cheese as it reconstituted. My daughter's doing such a good job. She's being patient with her mom. All right, now I'm going to do this with water and not with milk. The reason I'm not going to reconstitute yogurt with milk is because yogurt and milk have 2 different flavors, like seriously 2 different flavors. And I don't want to confuse those. I really just want to keep the flavor of the yogurt as it is. I want to keep the integrity of that flavor. So I put a little bit of water on. I'm going to dump some more on here. Ooh, I think I might have gotten a little bit of cottage cheese in that yogurt. It's not going to kill anything. It's fine. Okay, so there we go. Now look at that. It doesn't look like yogurt should look. We'll give it a little bit of a second here, because I believe we've killed the probiotics, so the whole purpose of the yogurt is no more, unless it's just to sit there and eat yogurt, right? My favorite way to eat yogurt is to put granola in it, and I really like it fresh, or to eat it as like a yogurt granola cookie, which I freeze dry. I think I have that recipe on my blog, so check it out at freezedryingmama.com. That's my 2 favorite ways to eat yogurt. Hubby will have me, he'll watch me put, on Greek yogurt, I'll put freeze-dried raspberries with my daughter, and we'll put nuts and stuff in it, but I mean, it's yogurt. Like, there's only so much you can do with it. You can cook with it, I guess. I guess you can make oatmeal with it or something. Ooh, overnight oats. Those are good, too. You could probably use these for overnight oats, but you'd have to really add some water and other liquids to it. Okay, so the consistency is not what you would expect from a yogurt. I'm going to take a bite here. It does not look appealing, does it? So if I was going to be cooking with this or eating this, I might just keep it as a bite, but I'm going to try a bite because that's what I do in these reconstitution videos. I don't think we need to talk about the beet situation. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it. Are you ready? Ready for me to do it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can actually eat a lot of that. That's pretty good. That consistency as I eat it, when I look at it, it's not beautiful. But eating it, it's not bad. It's pretty smooth. I bet it would get smoother as you just keep mixing it and keep reconstituting it. I think it would just need a little bit of time. But it's not bad. I would eat that, especially in a survival situation. I eat that all day long. This is not Greek yogurt, so I'm not sure what Greek yogurt would reconstitute as, but I will check it out and I will let you know. All right, guys, so what I'm going to have you do is make sure you hit subscribe. Click the little bell so you get notifications when I upload. I upload a lot, but they're like in batches, so you never miss one. And I hope that you have been able to get a freeze dryer yourself, or you're able to share one with a friend. I'm yelling off screen at my kids with my eyes. No noise. Got lots of kids running around, right? So welcome to the freeze drying family. One way or the other, I hope that you're able to divulge yourself of having some kind of freeze dried food for your food storage. We've got crazy times coming up, and I really think that as hunting season and camping season approach, this is a great way to bring our families together and to enjoy some great treats that we get to put in our food storage for years to come. Again, welcome to the family, and check out freezedryingmama.com and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.